call this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation following. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear God, please bless our elected officials, grant them the wisdom to know and the courage to do what is right for all citizens. Amen.
Amen. Roll call, please.
Allen? Here. LaFour?
Here.
Mr.
Here.
Reindell?
Here.
Ricks?
Here.
Schultz?
Here.
Warren?
Here.
Good to see everybody here tonight. Approval of minutes from the last council meeting on January 6th. Motion be in order.
Make the motion. Support.
Motion's been made and supported. Any discussion on those minutes? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Audience comments on any non-agenda items. If anybody would like to address council, we ask you step to the podium, give your name and address. Okay, we'll move on. Adoption agenda, Mr. City Manager, any changes?
No changes.
City Council, any changes? Being not, a motion to accept the agenda as presented be in order.
I'll make the motion.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Is there a motion for the consent agenda?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. Support.
Motion been made and supported for the consent agenda. According to our rules, there's no discussion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We go on to the public hearing for the use of the fiscal year 2025-26 CDBG funds. Mr. City Manager?
Council is scheduled to have a public hearing regarding the distribution of our fiscal year 25-26 Community Development Block Grant allocation, also known as CDBG. The CDBG allocation is derived by a method from the Housing and Urban Development Department that takes into consideration factors such as population, poverty, and overcrowding. And there is a motion in your background brief to open and close the public hearing.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing for the use of fiscal year 25-26 CDBG funds at
7:03.
7:03.
Support.
Motion made and supported. Any discussion? Being that, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? The hearing is open. Anybody that would like to address council on this?
Just bring them here up and pass them in
Thank you.
if you want to go to the podium.
Pass mine.
Right there.
My name is Sherry Warnock, and I'm a volunteer coordinator at Interfaith Volunteer Caregivers, or IVC. The number of older adults in Macomb County is expected to increase by more than 90% by 2040. This group of seniors needs extra support services due to changes that come with aging, chronic health conditions, or disabilities. At the same time, family structures are changing, often leaving seniors with nobody nearby to help. For over 30 years, our nonprofit organization has been providing free basic assistance to hundreds of frail, older, and physically challenged adults, helping them remain safely in their homes with the help of hundreds of volunteers. This assistance helps with transportation, chores, respite breaks, errands, and reducing loneliness. These opportunities provide fulfilling experiences for those who wish to volunteer, as well as support for those in need. The CDBG Safe at Home project of IVC is part of our larger chore and repair program. The project was developed to provide additional chore and repair services in communities that allocate funding for this purpose. Safe at Home allows us to assist low to moderate income seniors and physically challenged adults with indoor and outdoor chores, minor home repairs, and routine housekeeping. We identify individuals who cannot do these tasks on their own and prioritize those with the greatest need. We are requesting CDBG funds to increase the number of low-income citizens we can reach to grow our program, as well as to coordinate the volunteers who do these services. IVC provides almost 20,000 hours of help over all of its services to nearly 500 people in need each year. We're expanding our outreach so that we have more volunteers out in this area to serve more of your seniors as well. We are confident that receiving CDBG funding will allow us to assist your residents with this much-needed service. We regularly get phone calls and notes for the things that our volunteers do. One volunteer who went out to fix a running toilet noticed that the screen door was sticking, and he fixed that while he was there. Another volunteer stepped in and did housework and chores when that woman was unexpectedly hospitalized and had pets at home that needed care. So other examples might be replacing locks, washing windows, raking leaves, routine housekeeping, and installing smoke alarms. With the CDBG funding, the Safe at Home project can continue to grow, and assistance can be granted to a variety of lower-income seniors and disabled adults here in Richmond. Thank you to the City Council for your consideration, and any dollar amount is greatly appreciated in our program, and we hope to continue to partner with you going forward. If anyone here tonight knows of any seniors who could use our services and could use that assistance or are looking to give the time to volunteer, please let us know by calling our office or visiting our website at ivcinfo.org. Can I answer any questions?
Council have any questions? I think we're all set.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else like to address this? Motion to close public hearing, be in order?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing for the use of fiscal year 2025-2026 CDBG funds at 6:08.
708.
7:08, sorry. Support. Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Public hearing is closed. We move on to items for consideration. First one being consideration of the 2025-26 CDBG funding allocations. Mr. City Manager?
City Council held the public hearing, so now we have some motions to consider for our CDBG allocation for this upcoming year. For the public service funding, we anticipate receiving $4,930. We have requests from Care House, Interfaith Volunteer Caregivers, McRest, and Turning Point. All of those requests we have funded in the past. If we request or fund them based on the levels that the county is recommending, we'd also then have $1,790 to put towards our senior coordinator position over in the community center. We have also, if you kind of can continue with what council's approved in previous years, you would use motion number 2 for the public service requests. The other motion that we're requesting is motion 3, which we're recommending putting a request into the county. Again, the brick and mortar stuff was transitioned several years ago to a competitive process where each community submits projects and then the county makes a determination. We have been successful in getting funding for automatic door openers for our facilities, as well as several times we've gotten money for handicapped ramp improvements along our streets. So our Jim and Troy and I met, and we're recommending doing some of those ramps on Howard Street down by Lennon and Grand Trunk. That would be a I think $29,931 project.
Thank you, sir. Is council ready to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to allocate $4,930 of the fiscal year 25-26 CDBG funding to the following public service programs: Care House in the amount of $900, Interfaith Volunteer Caregivers amount of $265, McRest in the amount of $990, Turning Point in the amount of $1,000, and the Senior Services Coordinator in the amount of $1,775.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on this? Any public comment on this? Back to the table. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. want to say that's in line with what we did last year, and it's also in line with the allocations that the county allows.
Correct.
Yeah, so we are limited to a point of what
Yes.
we're allowed to do there. Okay, motion 3 that the city manager recommended. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to apply for $29,931 of the fiscal year 2025-2026 CDBG competitive funding for the proposed ADA ramp project on Howard Street at the intersections of Lennon Street and Grand Trunk Avenue.
Support.
Motion made and supported. Any discussion on this? Being not, any comments from the public on this item? Back to the table. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Item number 2 is consideration of approving resolution 2025-1, approving the smart fiscal year 2025 municipal and community credit contracts. Mr. City Manager?
Council is scheduled to consider adopting resolution number 2025-1, which will approve the smart municipal credit and community credit contracts for fiscal year 2025. This is similar to what we've done in the past, and we transfer our money directly to Richmond Lennox EMS, who runs the local transit service and utilizes these funds to do so. Jeff Hoyt apologizes. He was had a last-minute conflict and wasn't able to be here tonight.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to adopt Resolution 2025-1, which approves the Smart Municipal Credit and Community Credit Contract for fiscal year 2025, and agree to transfer the amount of $5,501 in municipal credits and $14,760 in community credits to the Richmond Lennox EMS in payment for their community transit service.
Support.
Motion's been made and supported. Is there any discussion on this item? This is in line with what we've done for many, many years now.
Yeah.
Great service. I can only hope that those that are in power of smart realize just how good of a service it is that we have out here and how well it's adapted to the community over the years as we've grown. The more money we can get into that smart fund, the better. I think Jeff has made comments to the fact that we need all the support we can get at that legislation, in the legislature, to make sure that we can continue to get funding for this. I can remember the time when I was first on council, when we had nothing like this. And we had a lot of people that could not get out. They couldn't get to the doctor, they couldn't get to the grocery store, they couldn't do anything. And luckily at that time, the EMS was taking it upon themselves, picking up people in their ambulances when they could. And they couldn't always do that, and this program started from that. And it's just flourished under the direction of the Richmond Lennox EMS. So it's just a fantastic program that we have for our community here. They've done a great job. Any other comments? Any audience comments on this? Back to the table. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Item number 3, consideration approving MABS mutual aid agreement. Mr. City Manager.
Council is scheduled to consider approving an update to the Michigan Mutual Aid Box Alarm System Agreement, otherwise known as MABUS. In 2015 and 2016, the City Council approved the MABUS agreement. MABUS is a mutual aid system that pre-designates resources to respond to different levels of emergencies. It's often used when an emergency is larger than what the immediate local mutual aid agreements can handle, and we need to go out beyond that area. The mutual aid box alarm system allows us to do that and sets up how everything is going to be handled at a state, regional, county level. So it's important to have this. Chief Trend is here tonight to answer any questions. Again, we've approved it once, amended it another time, and we're back doing another amendment. Most of this is related to kind of how the fire department interacts with the MABUS and sets up their card system and things like that. So it doesn't appear to be too big of a change.
Chief, anything to add? Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the updated Michigan Mutual Aid Box System Agreement and authorize the mayor to sign this agreement.
Support.
Motion made and supported. Any discussion on this?
Well, this doesn't change any of the operations we do currently. I mean, it's just kind of putting it in writing.
Yeah. Any public comment on this item? Back to the table. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does approve. Item number 4 is consideration of lot split combination, division apartments. Mr. City Manager?
The City Council is scheduled to consider approving a lot split and combination request from Division Apartments LLC for 2 parcels they currently own on Howard and Division Street. This kind of started back in 2021 when the previous owners of the apartments went to the Planning Commission. As you can see from the maps, there's the Division Place apartments, or Division Apartments, have like a section that comes out to Howard Street. It's as wide as the adjoining residential lots, so they went to the BZA to get a variance to allow for, to be able to have a residential buildable lot 55 feet wide versus the required 60. The BZA did approve that. The owners of the apartments then never followed up on submitting for the proper lot split and combination requests. The new owners of the apartments recently contacted Mitchell, our city assessor, and or Troy, and have moved forward with this lot split request based on the BZA ruling in granting of the variance back in 2021. Administration is recommending for approval. Both our city assessor, Mitchell, and I believe the applicant, a representative from the applicant is here tonight to answer any questions.
Thank you. You have any comments you'd like to make? If you would you please use the microphone so the people at home be able to hear you? Your name and address too, please.
My name is Patrick Kingston. I live at 18342 Wingate Drive in Macomb, Michigan. I'm a partner at Division Apartments LLC, and going back to what the city manager said, they planned on the previous owners building on that property. We didn't see an opportunity for us to add to that property, and one of the neighbors has a lot of his stuff on that property, so maybe help him out and let him grow his lot. But yeah, we didn't see an opportunity for us to grow on that, especially kind of like how it goes into Howard Street. Just didn't seem like the appropriate place. So we were hoping to parcel that off and then sell it back to someone in the community or whoever would want to build a house there.
Very good. Any questions, council? Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Gentlemen, you have anything to add to this? Okay. Council, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the requested lot split combination actions requested from Division Place Apartments LLC for the appropriate parcel numbers.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on this item? Anything from the public? Back to the table? Looks good to me. I mean, it's, we could use any spots in town for people to build on that we can get too. So you shouldn't have a problem selling it. Yeah. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Thank you. Moving on to miscellaneous matters from the city manager, sir.
I'm not sure we have the chili cook-off flyer down there, so I'll just kind of put a plug for February 1st is the chili cook-off at 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Again, Tifa this year did, I'm sorry, it is there, but.
No, I carried it with me.
Okay.
Plan on winning, the good old days plans on winning this year.
Excellent, excellent. So, one thing to mention, it is kind of mentioned in a lot of our social media in the flyer that Tifa did approve ice carving, so there will be somebody carving ice during the hours of the chili cook-off, but there will also be ice carving set out prior to that as well. So some are pre-carved and brought out, and then there will be at least one ice carver there carving during the chili cook-off.
Thank you. Moving on to council comments, Michael?
Nothing today, thank you.
Jimmy?
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Emily?
Nothing, thank you.
John?
Nothing.
Rod?
All set.
Okay, so we'll do that. We will, as mentioned for the chili cook-off, any questions on that, call City Recreation Department at 727-3064. The other one is the Battle of the Badges, which is being held by the Richmond Lennox EMS. It's a blood drive. It's going to be held at the Richmond Township Hall on School Section in M19. That is going to happen this Friday, the 24th, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Again, Battle of the Badges, I believe Fire Department, Police Department, and the Richmond Lennox EMS are going to see who can bring in the most donations there for blood, which are badly needed at this time. We go to the calendar. We have a TIFA meeting on Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay, so on Wednesday, the 22nd, at 7 p.m. right here at City Hall will be the next TIFA meeting. That will take us into the cook-off again, will be on Saturday the 1st. And then the next city council meeting's 2 weeks from tonight at 7 o'clock right here on City Hall. Takes us into February, and it's hard to believe we're there already. So, anything else we need to add to the calendar? The odd is going strong. I see they've added some more times now for volleyball. And my understanding is the schools are closed for the next 2 days due to the cold. So I see the odd picked up on that, and they're going to be open tomorrow in case there's anybody that's able to come in. And I think it was volleyball from late morning to early afternoon, and then I think it was open gym in the afternoon or something that I saw.
It's likely on our Recreation Department Facebook page,
Okay.
yes.
There you go. So I was glad to see that also, that the odd is open even during cold times like that. But gives the kids something to do if they can get there safely. Is there any other business of the city council at this time? You not?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. There's no discussion on the motion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Thanks for being with us.